Welcome back to ZoomTV. You're just in time for this week's City Toyota Celebrity Hitchhiker. I'm now joined by V8 Supercar driver Dale Wood. How are you, Dale?
Very well, thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's not me, it's Perth. Perth's invited you over here. Tourism WA thought, well, if you're going to come over, let's get them wet. And you've been out there with two other crazy drivers having a crazy time on the Swan River. Tell us about that first.
Yeah, they came and threw us in a nice little jet boat and spun us around, and it was pretty good. I got a bit of salt in the hair. So,
who was, in your opinion, responsible for all the crazy stuff?
well, I thought Lee had a pretty good go actually. He was, I think he knows what he's doing behind the boat, and I like to think I do as well. So I was sitting there and tightened up the belt when Lee took the wheel, and managed to stay in and not get thrown out.
Now, how does that go? As a driver yourself, you're in control of your own car. It must be hard to give the control over to somebody else, especially a competitor.
I hate the passenger seat. You can ring my wife and ask about that if you like, but yeah, and then especially getting in the passenger seat when you've got another so-called driver at the wheel. No, you never like that, just like they wouldn't have liked when I was at the wheel. Yeah,
I like the way you say so-called driver. Bring it. It's going to be a big weekend racing.
We all like to pump ourselves up. Yeah, no, it's when you get on the track, it's pull the visor down, and we're all out there. There's 25 blokes going for that top spot.
One thing that I suppose I'm learning as I do more and more with the V8 Supercar drivers, who are a great bunch of people, by the way, is the commitment and the team that's behind getting you out on the track every week. There's a lot of people involved.
Yeah, there is. There's a massive amount of people involved, and a lot of those people never actually reap the rewards as much. But look, it's great. We're the ones that get all the television and get all the show when it's all going well. We're also the ones that cop the brunt when it's not going too well as well. But there's a big group of people behind us that are working really hard and that do a good job, and they're just as important as anybody else out there. So,
well, it's a great way to look at it, I suppose. But focusing everything to the driver, what do you think a driver possesses to make them a great driver? How would someone out there go, I do this well, I think I could be the next Dale Wood?
Yeah, it's there's a whole list of things that make a driver, and it all varies, I think, from driver to driver as well. So, but we're certainly out there, you know, very competitive people, train pretty hard, because if I'm not training hard, the bloke next to me, he will be, and you don't want that to come showing up at the end of a race on a long 250k race. Okay, well, I'm gonna test your brain. You ready for that? Oh, it's time for. My brain's not big for testing.
Okay, well, it's a couple of seriously little easy questions. You ready?
All right, hit me with it.
Fast five. First car you ever owned?
Holden Gemini, which I rolled in the paddock, and Dad was most upset because it leaked engine oil all over his grass.
What is your opinion of the best car on the road and why?
Volkswagen Combi. You can put your surfboard on top, you can put a heap of stuff inside, your mates, your family, whatever you got, Eskies, absolutely the best car ever made. Get me a 50 split screen, I'll be a happy boy.
My best mate had one of them, and the best thing about them is if the horn doesn't work, you just double the clutch, blow out the engine. It's beautiful.
Exactly.
What is your opinion of the worst car ever made?
100%. I'd have to say, I think they were a Lada. They were a small four-wheel drive, ugly as sin looking car.
Now, what is the car you currently drive?
I've got a Holden Commodore SS, which is one of the little niceties that come with my role, and that's fantastic. It's a wagon.
And now here is the question of all questions. What is your biggest fear?
Going bald.
Thanks a lot. That's the same. Mine, actually. That's mine. Now, thank you very much for coming on the show. This is what we like to call the end of the show. If you'd like to find out more about Dale, make sure you go to zoomtv.com.au and follow the fast links. Plus, if you're there and you're part of an enthusiast club and you've got an event coming up, we want to hear about it. Go to the events page, give us all the details, tell us about the event. We'll give it a plug. We might even come along. Until next week, bye for now. Thanks for watching. And remember, whatever you do, make sure you do it safe. And that's a wrap.